What's up, everybody? My name's Parasite. Welcome back to the Jose Mourinho Challenge with Sporting. Today we have Leipzig in the Champions League first knockout round, first leg, and Porto in the league. You might see by the league table, we've kind of turned things around. At least I'm hoping we have, because the results have been good. We are legitimately second in the league right now, with a game in hand over Porto. 3 points ahead of them with a game in hand, and we play them today, so we could really put a big gap between ourselves and Porto by the end of this episode. Rio Ave, who were legitimately above us last time, we are now ahead of by 9 points. Braga, we are now ahead of by over double-digit points, so we have gone on a pretty good stretch. And some of these teams have faltered a little bit, but mostly it's because we've been playing extremely well. So that's been great. I wasn't sure what I was going to do. And in terms of changes, I haven't made any. I think the players have just realized they're really good at this football thing, and they started to play like it. The performances have been really good. We have reached the end of the transfer window. We are in February. We didn't do any major business. No one big came in. No one big left. There was one signing. He was a free agent. Got released by his club in Colombia, Gonzalo Balanta. He is a winger, which isn't ideal because we're not playing wingers. But 2-star potential, or 2-star current ability, 5-star potential at 18 years old. Looks pretty decent. Doesn't really have an end product, but technically, mentally, physically, he's great in every area. 6'1". So, yeah, it says he's a natural striker, but he has 7 finishing, so probably not. But, even if we're never going to use wingers again, we can sell him on for a profit, and he was a free, so there's really no reason not to sign this guy. So, he's the only guy that's came in. No one big has left. Absher, really our only big sale this season, along with Ditta. So, not much has changed at the team. They just started to play better. So, yeah, if we look at the results, like I said, the performances have been really good. Like, almost every performance has been fantastic. The results, except for 1 or 2, could be used a little bit of room for improvement, but since that Guimaraes match, we then played Villafranca, the second division side, rotated a lot, beat them 4-0. DK getting a brace. He has been ridiculous. Thiago Tomas with the goal. Simmons with, I think, his first goal for the club. We then played Rio Ave, which is a big game because they were legitimately, like I said, ahead of us in the league. And we smashed them 6-1. Don't know where that came from. Sorloth with a brace, Sesko with a hat trick, and Paulinho with a goal. Just absolute domination. 10s by both Sesko and Sorloth. We then played Belenenses twice in a row, both in the league. First one, beat them 2-1. Should have been more than that. We were the much better team. They didn't score until the 83rd minute, so we were in control of the match the whole time. We then played them again and beat them 3-1 away from home this time. Again, pretty much dominated them, controlled the game the entire time. They scored in the 82nd. DK scored to finish it off in the 90th minute. We then played Guimaraes in the Allianz Cup, which I don't care about, so I rotated completely. And we got the win, but it did go down to penalties. And we were 1-0 up, and they went down a man. And then they scored 2 goals. So that was frustrating, but of course, super sub Daryl DK gets the tying goal in the 90th minute. To send it to penalties, DK scored his penalty, and we won the penalty shootout to send us to the Allianz Cup final, and we have won our second bit of silverware for the season, as we have beaten Braga on penalties again in the Allianz Cup final. I still rotated a lot, a little bit more, a little bit stronger team than the last one, just because I kind of wanted to win this. But 1-1 in the day, 21st minute goal by Mura. Sorloth replied in the 30th minute, then nothing really else happened. We were the better team, but just couldn't quite find that second goal. But they missed their first 3 penalties, and we missed our first, actually. Sorloth missed his penalty, but then we scored the next 3, and we won the shootout. Good to win a little bit of silverware. We then played Pacos de Ferreira, who are really bad, and we beat them 3-0. Gonzalez getting a brace, good to see. Santos getting a goal. They played for Millicao, who are a decent team, beat them 2-1. Their only goal was a penalty, so really we were the much better team. But they were actually ahead until the 78th minute. It took us 78 minutes to find a goal. Segovia got the goal from a corner, I believe, and then Daryl DK, of course, stepping up with another goal to get the winner. Then played Chavez, the definitely most disappointing result of this entire stretch. They're not a good team, and we drew 1-1. They actually took the lead in the 11th minute. DK responded in the 32nd, and we just absolutely wiped the floor with them. We just couldn't score. I'm pretty sure we had over 30 shots. They had like 6. 31 shots, they had 6. And we drew 1-1. At least it's not like, the results we were having last episode where we just were not playing well and we're drawing games. At least we're like absolutely destroying teams. But like we've had the problems over the past couple seasons, we just can't take our chances. 18 shots on target, 1 goal. Their goalkeeper made 17 saves. A goalkeeper on a team that was just promoted this year, has to be one of the worst goalkeepers in the league, made 17 saves and got an 8.3. This guy, he's not bad. 15 reflexes, 13 one-on-ones, 14 agility. Not a bad shot stopper, but 1.5 star ability for us. And he made 17 saves. This game's a little bit broken because that just should not be happening. We should have comfortably won that match. We then finished it off with a Green Moraes match. These last 2 matches were not convincing because this Green Moraes match, we were up 1-0. And then they came back and took the lead, scored right before the halftime, then right after halftime. And it wasn't until the 75th minute, Sorloth gets the equalizer. And then it's not DK this time. It was Ruan from a corner, gets the winner in the 87th minute. So, and again, another game we absolutely dominated. They didn't deserve to be in the match at all. 4 shots on target, scored 2 of them. 19 shots, 10 on target, scored 3. So, 3 goals is probably fair for us, but they did not deserve to score 2 goals. Souza has been, he got a 6.1 in this match. One of their goals, he literally passed it directly to their striker, who was, directly in front of goal. It made no sense. There wasn't one of our players in the area. I don't know what he was doing. It was match fixing at its finest. He gets a 6.1. He has continued to be absolutely horrible. So we need to replace him. There was no options in the January transfer window, but going into next season, we have to replace him. I think that first season he had here, that half a season, it obviously was a lie, because he was great that season. He has been dreadful this season. Absolutely dreadful. He's had a few decent games, but for the most part, he's just been horrific. Hopefully he can step it up a little bit today, though, because we're going to need him. Leipzig are going to get shots. So are Porto. So he's going to have to make some saves. The team we've got for this match is a strong one. Everyone is fit. Everyone's available. So a full strength first team. Sesko and Sorloth up top. Both have been fantastic. DK an option off the bench. Like I said, he's by goals per game. He's been the best striker on the team. He has 15 goals. And I don't think he's made 15 starts. He's been ridiculous. He's been just absolutely absurd. Definitely a lot better than I expected. Between these 3, we've got a pretty good set of strikers. Sesko's been great. Sorloth's been pretty great. He's one of our leading assisters and one of our leading scorers. And DK has been fantastic. Tabata continually been fantastic. Gonzalez really stepped it up again this year. Been a lot better than he was last year. And everyone else, for the most part, played pretty well, except for Hugo Souza. He's our one huge weak spot. Aguilar's been solid. Could be a position I would look to improve going forward because he is 31. Ruan's been great. Ruan and Ossio partnership's been great. I don't know if I need another center back. Nunez, another player I could potentially replace, but I'm not really sure if it's the player or the role because deep line playmakers just don't seem to get good ratings. But I feel like he's done all right for us. So definitely need a goalkeeper though. We definitely can use a large investment in a goalkeeper. But big match today, Leipzig, a team I'm not going to say we should be able to beat, a team we can beat. They're a very good team in a very good league, but on our day, we're as good as just about anybody. Maybe not the likes of Man City or Liverpool, but the average top half Bundesliga, Premier League side, I think we're as good as them. So especially with our options at striker. Hopefully we can show that today. I want a good performance. The performances have been good, so hopefully they can continue that. They just need to be a little bit more clinical because you can't afford missing that many chances against a team like Leipzig. They will make you pay. The media have given you a lot of credit lately, so go out there and put on a worthy display. Leipzig are as good as they come, but we know how good we can be too. Just keep your effort defensively and take your chances when you get them. We're not going to have as many chances as we have the past couple of matches, but we're going to have to be more clinical. If you're not, Leipzig will make you pay. The weather out there is less than ideal. How will that affect the match? I think we're the sort of team that can handle anything thrown at us. Do you think the first goal here would be crucial? We like to play with positivity and make sure we're giving ourselves the best chance of a win. Do you hope your team can produce today? I don't see where we're not capable of turning up and playing well here. Let's see their form. A little bit up and down. A couple losses, a couple wins. They've got some really good players. Mariba, Leimer, Jovic. That's a very good team, but with Sesko and Sorloth up top, Tabata is just an amazing creator. We can definitely score some goals, even against the best teams in the world. So I believe in the strength of our squad. They just need to show it. First highlight's going to start with Leipzig. About the 8th minute, Olmo with the ball. From a throw-in, Leimer finds Caligari, their right back. I'm going to put in a cross, but Souza does well to collect it. He has done pretty well from balls crossed in the box. He's done pretty well of getting to them and parrying them or catching them. That's not really been his issue. It's just been simple saves he should be making. Oh, that was Sesko with a goal. A little bit lucky. I think it deflected off the leg of the defender and bounced up and just rolled across the line. He did well to get it past the goalkeeper. A long ball over the top. Sorloth heads it down to Tabata, who finds the through ball to Sesko. One touch around the goalkeeper. And then, like I said, I think it hits the leg of the defender and just rolls across the goal line. But I will take it. 1-0. I think that's our first shot. Second shot. First shot on target. Another highlight almost immediately, though. 11th minute. And it's going to be Caligari on the ball again. Going to go back to Konrad Leimer. Going to go for a crossfield ball to Velasco. He's got a lot of space to run into. He goes for the shot. Good finish. I mean, not a whole lot you can do in shots like that going against you. I can't really blame Souza for that. It was just a very well placed shot. Defensively, we should have done better closing him down. We gave him far too much space. I need to see what happened here. I don't know what happened that. I mean, Pedro Gonçalves a little bit out of position. I think he should have been a little bit back a little bit more to be able to help out there. The center backs are kind of both focused on one guy. Should have done better defensively. Defensively, that wasn't good enough, but that was a good shot. Another highlight here, 20th minute. Highlights are coming thick and fast. It's going to be a free kick for us. Pedro Gonçalves looking for Sorloth, who heads it down to Inacio. In a rare, non-headed goal from Gonçalo Inacio. And Sorloth gets the assist. Heads it down. Inacio fires it in high and hard towards the near post. And we take the lead again. Inacio does well here. That's not an easy finish. But for a center back, that's pretty good. Every shot on target so far has gone in. We've had 2 shots on target. They've had 1. I don't think that's going to count as a shot on target because it hit the post, but nearly 4 for 4. Nope, no shot on target. Let's see if it changes. We're going to be getting close to halftime. They have had a second shot, so finally, not every single shot that's been on target has gone in. This will be the last highlight. 44th minute, not much time remaining. Sorloth heads it down to Tabata. Going to get to Bergman Johannes. He's got a lot of space to run into. He's going to go for a ball to Tabata. He's going to have to pull it back. He finds Sesko. That's when he got to finish. Definitely against teams like Leipzig. That's when he got to finish, and he did. Pretty easy attempt, really. But far too often, we've seen our strikers just hit it directly at the goalkeeper from there, even though they've had so much of the goal to aim at. Very good play between Tabata and Isaac Bergman Johannesson. And Tabata does well to cross it to Sesko, who puts it into basically an empty net. And it looks like we're going to halftime 3-1 up from 3 shots on target. I asked for them to be clinical, and I think that's the definition of being clinical. I'm very happy with the way things are going. Keep it up, lads. The chances we've created have been very high quality, but we've done well nonetheless to put them away. Defensively, I think we need to watch the runs of their midfield a little bit more. They've been getting a little bit too much space towards the edge of the box. And when you've got high-quality players like Leipzig have, they will take those chances. So we need to stay strong defensively. This second half is not going to be easy. They're going to be putting forth a lot of effort because they're going to feel a little bit hard done by that first half. So you need to be prepared for them to really push numbers forward. We need to stay strong defensively and still keep taking our chances. 55th minute, and we've had an injury. It could be worse. Matheus Nunes not one of the most important players to the team. But any first-team injury is a loss, so Berganti's going to come in. Ugarte is another player that can play that role a little bit, but Berganti, I think, can play it a little bit better. So I'm going to bring him into play there. Other than that, Ruan's not had the best game. Neither really is Polina or Gonçalves. But I'm going to keep things the way they are. The team has played pretty well to this point. I don't want to chop and change everything up just yet. I'm going to wait to try to slow the pace down a little bit maybe, or waste time a little bit. I think it's a little bit too early to do that. I'd still like to score another goal or two because every goal is very important. If you can be 4-5-1 up going into the second leg, you can kind of take it easy from there. So I still want to be strong defensively. I don't want to concede, and I'd like to score a few more goals. 80th minute, and we've not had a highlight. That's not a terrible thing. Leipzig have actually been pretty decent this half. They're beating us 6-2. So the fact we're not seeing a highlight and not conceding is pretty good, but Performance-wise, it's not been a great half. We will need to make some subs, though. We've got some tired players out there. Some performances a little bit below par. Bragança has come in and has not played well. That's not encouraging. But Polina is not super tired. Playing that anchorman role, he doesn't typically get very tired. Gonzalez, I think I'll take off for Ugarte, a little bit more defensive ability than Gonzalez. In terms of the tactic, I'm going to start wasting time a little bit. I still want to score, but I really, really don't want to concede. I think this would be a pretty good spot to go to our home leg. So I want to score, but I'm going to stop distributing quickly. Just slow the pace down a little bit. You can use tighter marking because they're going to be taking a lot more pot shots, and we need to not give them very much space on the edge of the area. We already saw they can score those. So I think those are the only changes I'll make in terms of anything here. I'll put Bragança on defend. I'll make that change as well. I'll keep Ugarte on attack. I'm going to bring our wingbacks support and go fullback support. A little bit more defensive on the wings, but still getting a little bit forward. Still trying, like I said, still trying to score a goal. I could go more direct, looking more on the counterattack, but I'm going to keep playing the way we play. It's been working. 5 minutes is at a time, and there might not be a single highlight this entire half. Boring, but you know what? When you got a 3-1 advantage, we'll take it. I'm going to start wasting time. I'm not going to really look for that goal now. I'll still take it if we can get it, but I'm going to focus more on being solid defensively. I don't think I'm going to change anything else here. I'm just going to change some of the roles a little bit. I'm going to go to fullback support on this left side. Ugarte is going to go to box-to-box midfielder. He can play that role very well. And make one last sub. Bergman Johansson's had a great game, but he's very tired. And, Segovia and Gaio are much better defensively. I don't know. It might be a bad idea to take off a player playing so well, or I could bring Daryl Dike on and see if he can get a last-minute goal, which he loves to do. Maybe that's being a little bit greedy, but I kind of want to do it. Ruan's had a terrible match, but I still don't like bringing off center backs, even if they're not playing particularly well. If the results are going okay, if they're conceding every single shot, then maybe I want to take them off. But you know what, I'm doing it. DK's going to come on. Sorloth's on a yellow, a little bit tired. See if DK can, he's got good physical ability. Maybe he can provide something here at the late to give us a 4-1 win, which would be even bigger. Defensively, I'm not sure if it really changes much, but I'm even going to go cautious. See if there's going to be a single highlight this entire half, or if we're just going to see this match out with a 3-1 win. And there's not going to be a highlight. We're ending 3-1. 0 highlights in the entire second half. They had, 7 or 8 shots? 7 shots. None of them highlight-worthy. 2 shots on target, I think. So, XG-wise, they didn't really create much the entire match. We didn't really either, but we did well to take our chances. We ended up with only 1 shot on target that entire second half. But for our first 3 shots on target we had in the first half, we scored. So, when you get, clinical, when you're clinical like that, you can get away with it. Pretty good performance. Performance-wise, we didn't dominate them or anything, but away from home against a very good team, I'll take it. I'm proud of your performance out there. Nobody gave us a chance today. Well done. In that second half, I thought they created a little bit more than I'd like to see, but you did well to keep them from creating any real high-quality chances. To keep them scoreless that second half is a good accomplishment. Well done out there. Good win. We set ourselves up very well for this second leg. You never looked entirely comfortable, but is it fair to say you were relatively confident? You're never 100% comfortable at this level, and I certainly wasn't going to celebrate before the final whistle. You've been on a good run lately, but that was something else. We're playing well. Long may it continue. You've got to be pleased with that result, and a performance as impressive as that. We did our job and looked impressive in doing so. Good day at the office. 3-1 win away from home against Leipzig, one of the better teams in Germany. Very good performance from Sesko. Sorloth, a very good performance as well. Got an assist or 2. So that was just, the team stepped up. They didn't have a lot of shots, but I didn't think we were going to. Leipzig are a very good team, but that's the most clinical I've ever seen this team. Nunez out 3 to 5 weeks. Not ideal, but it could have been worse. And, I think we can be fine without him for the next couple of weeks. It's kind of fortunate it's right after we sold Abisher, but I think we'll be able to get by fine. Sesko gets man of the match, 2 goals. I'm going to praise his performance. I'm also going to go to Sorloth because I thought he played fantastically. So I want to praise him because that was a very good performance from Sorloth. praise his, not recent form. Recent form's been great too, but I want to praise his last game. I can't say anything about creativity because like it was. I don't know if he got a lot of because passing is more like key passes. Super in front of goal is obviously goals, and led the line beautifully. I've never really used that, but usually it's something about creating chances or something like that in terms of assists. So I'm not actually gonna risk saying anything. I don't want to upset him. His morale is pretty good already. It's literally perfect, so there's no reason to upset him. I'm just gonna not say anything. Big game coming up next, though. In the league, we need to win this. We're going to stay within a hope of catching up to Benfica. We have a game in hand on them, but even if we win it, we're still 4 points behind. So we're a lot closer than we were, but Benfica aren't going to drop a lot of points. There's not a lot of games left, really. Not many games left. They need to lose 2 pretty much, and I don't know. Let's look at their schedule. Is that actually possible? Because if they have another easy end of the season, I mean, they could choke again, but Boa Vista, they obviously have us. That's going to be a massive match. Rio Ave, who are decent, but they don't have to play Porto. Yeah, not the hardest end of the season, but we saw last season, they're still in the Europa League, so they're still in the Taça de Portugal. They've got as many competitions to play in as we do. Hopefully they can choke again. That's kind of what we're going to have to rely on. I hate having to rely on that, but you know what? We didn't start the season well, but we've kicked it into gear the second half like we did last year. We've given ourselves a chance. Hopefully it'll work out for us. We are back for the Porto match. Before getting to the lineup, one thing I meant to mention before the last game, I did talk about how we might be looking to replace this right back position. I think it's actually going to be a foregone conclusion because we've had to promise Aguilar we're going to sell him after this season. He might be the most greedy 31-year-old child I've ever had on my team. Obviously, we signed him before our first full season here. Before that season was even completed, before he'd even played 1 full year in his contract, he wanted a new contract. I told him no because he literally had just signed his contract, and he almost every other week until like the halfway point of our second season, he came to me asking about a new contract. He wants a new contract. He should be on a new contract. Eventually, I caved and gave him a new contract. It's been about a year since that, and he's back again. I want a new contract. I should be on it. Like, he can't go a full year on a contract without wanting a new one. I don't understand. Like, he's 31 years old, and he thinks he's just going to be like the next Ronaldo or something. He's getting better every single day. No, you're 31. If anything, you're getting worse. So the fact he wants a new contract every single season, I got tired of it. So I just kept refusing, and eventually he got mad, and I had to ensure him that I was going to sell him because I don't want him on my team. He's been a good performer, but he's such a baby. It's so frustrating to have a player come to you every other week saying he wants a new deal, even though he's got 3 years left on the deal he's got. So he's going to be leaving pretty much for sure, as long as we get a bid for him. I mean, obviously he has been good. It might be tough to replace him, but I'd rather replace him than have to deal with him at this point. He's 31. He's not going to be a long-term option here. I think we can get better, so we will probably be moving on from Aguilar. Not a huge loss. So the team for this match, really only one change, and that's because of the Mateus Nunes injury. And I've actually decided to go a little bit different. I've moved Ugarte in there, and he's not going to play as the deep lying playmaker. I'm going to play him as a box-to-box midfielder. I think that's actually his best role. And, I mean, I don't know. I think he's a little bit better than Bragança. Bragança had a terrible game when he came in as a sub last time. So I'm giving the chance to Ugarte. He could play that box-to-box role. We'll see how that works. So that's, like I said, that's the only change. Everyone else is pretty much fit. I've had a couple, deep options get injured. Marsa, a third-string left back, fifth-string center back. He's out for 3 to 4 weeks with a sport hernia. Pedro Mendes, like our fifth-choice striker, is out with a cold for like a day. Other than that's just Nunez. So everyone else is fit, ready to go. Ignacio, not fully fit, unfortunately. I thought we had like 4 days in between. I didn't rest any players. I thought there'd be more than enough for everyone to get back to fitness. Apparently it wasn't. Ignacio's not fully fit, but I'm not going to risk him. I'm not going to risk not playing him, that is. He's far too good of a player for me to... Caceres has been far too bad for me to, drop him for Caceres. So he's going to start, even though he's a little bit tired. If you're going to do that for any position, I think center back might be one of the best. Maybe this anchorman role could do it as well, but typically they run a little bit less than like the fullbacks or the midfielders or the attacking midfielders. So I think we can get away with it. So that's the team. I want a strong team for this Porto match. It's a very big match away from home against a very good team. Let's hope we can play as well, at least as clinical as we were last match. Maybe we can put in a little bit better performance in terms of actually creating chances and stopping them from creating chances, but hopefully we can be as clinical as we were last match because we're probably going to need it. We all know how much these matches against our rivals matter. It won't be easy, but make sure you give it everything. This is probably going to unfold similarly to that Leipzig match. We're not going to have 20, 30 chances. We're going to have to take the chances we're given. And defensively, just don't give them any clean looks. Make it as hard on their attackers as possible. 10 minutes in and there's not been a shot yet, but Porto are going to have a corner, and of course, the first shot, a header from the corner, goes in. Porto take the lead, 10 minutes in, 1-0. That's frustrating. We've been pretty good from set pieces all this season, but Mehdi Taremi beats his man in the air, and he heads home the goal to put him ahead. We've not created near enough. 15 minutes in, we still don't have a shot. This has been a pretty dreadful start to this match for us, and a terrible pass there. Ugarte already on a yellow is very concerning. Sesko is going to have to pull it across, I think. He does go across for Sorloth. The strikers meeting up. Those two have been so good together. Assisting each other, either from knockdowns or from passes across the box like that. They have been fantastic together. He was close to being offside. But I would dare say they've even formed a better partnership than Sesko had with Ronaldo. I'm not saying Sorloth is better than Ronaldo, but he's been really good for us. The partnership has been really good. Both teams, one shot, one goal. 35th minute, there's going to be a throw-in for Porto down their right-hand side. Konoplaya, I think a new right back for him. I looked at him. He's not that great, so I'm not sure why they've signed him. But he's going to... He might have been offside. It looked like he was offside. I mean, I don't think Aguilar was playing him on, so I think it had to be one of those other defenders towards the back that were playing him onside if he is going to be onside. And he is onside. Goal has been awarded. Super frustrating. A free kick to the back. Not a free kick. A cross to the back post. Oh, that had to be very close. I think it was actually Aguilar that was just barely playing him on. They literally timed that as perfectly as physically possible. There's not a lot you can do when they do stuff like that. Like, okay, he's onside by a little bit. A little bit more than it first looked, but 2 shots on target, 2 goals for Porto. Awesome. 38th minute, we just caught one of their crosses, and Hugo Sousa is going to look to clear it out from the back, looking for Sorloth, who's actually not going to head it on. He's going to bring it down. He's going to go for goal and put it just wide. He got to be finishing that. Those are the chances we got to take. And another highlight, the end of this half has been very high-paced. Another goal kick for Hugo Sousa. Maybe we can get another result. Sorloth, not going to be able to bring this one down. Gets headed away, but only as far as Bergwijn Johannesson. We need him to provide a moment of brilliance because he's been able to do that for most of this season. Sorloth, we're going back to Polina. Ugarte, on that yellow, not sure about him right now. Especially in that box-to-box role. Sorloth finds the ball, going to look for Bergwijn Johannesson. Might be putting it across for Sesko. Instead, it looks like he's going to pull it back for Ugarte. He's got a man on the edge of the box in Polina. Don't go for the shot, please. Okay, or do, but he puts it over. He's scored a number of those, but not a great look. And another highlight. Good lord, the highlights are not going to stop. Sorloth heads it down to Sesko, who looks for Pedro Gonçalves. Those are the kinds of runs he didn't really make much last season, but he's making them this season, and he's scoring from them. Tabata threw on goal. We can't keep missing those chances. Sesko gets fouled. It's going to be a free kick into the box. I don't expect much to come from it. It's probably not even going to be a highlight. Okay, prove me wrong, FM. It is going to be a highlight. Tabata, Sesko at the back post, hits the crossbar. I feel like we've gotten a little unlucky. We've been the better team. Maybe just, 1.5 XG to 0.5. They have 0.5 XG and 2 goals. Because of course they do. Nearly 3. That should be the end of the half, though. 2-1 to Porto. I mean, Aguilar's been terrible. Inacio's been terrible. Sousa's been terrible. Rating's not, 6.6 isn't good. But 3 shots on target, 2 goals. Hugo's been terrible. Tabata's even been terrible. He doesn't have many poor matches, but this has not been a good one for him. We need to be better. We should be at least drawing at this point, but we're not. We're going to have to be better in the second half. Yes, they're a good team, and yes, they're a rival, but there's no excusing that first half performance. Sort it out. You want to know the difference in this match? Why they have the lead? They've taken their chances. We haven't. We've gotten a lot of good looks, and we've missed them. You cannot do that against good teams. We don't really need to change things up significantly for the second half. We need to keep playing the way we're playing because we're creating chances. We just have to be better in front of goal. 68th minute, we got to make changes. Aguilar's on a 6. What a pathetic performance. So he's absolutely coming off. Escaio's going to come on. And I thought about changing to complete wingbacks, but I think I'm just going to put them both on wingback. I don't want to get too aggressive right now. We do need to do something in order to score a goal, preferably 2. But I don't want to change everything up and concede. In terms of performances, Tabata's not played well. Even though he's been a really good player for us this season, so has Santos, actually. In the minutes he's been given, he's been pretty good. So I'm going to give him the chance again today. So Escaio and Santos are going to come in. Hopefully they can make a difference. We've still got the ability to bring on another striker if we desperately need a goal late in the match. So I'm going to keep that option available to me. In terms of instructions, I don't know if I really want to change much. It feels almost a little too early to go attacking. I'm going to push the lineup a little bit, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and get stuck in. But I'm not going to go all the way aggressive. I might go positive, even though I don't really typically like to do it. I just don't feel like going all the way attacking, and I feel like we need to be a little bit more attacking than balance. So, see if those changes can make any difference. I would assume Escaio is going to make a difference, because Aguilar is historically bad this match. 80th minute, we've continued to be the better team, but we've continued to be incapable of taking our chances. So, we're bringing on another striker. In terms of who's coming off, probably Polina. Maybe Ugarte, actually. He is more attacking and he's having a better game, but I'm really worried about that yellow. If we go down a man, we're not scoring. So I'm going to take Ugarte off, and we're going to bring on another striker. This is a change I've made quite a few times, actually, when we really needed the goal, and it's worked for the most part. Moving Sorloth into the middle as that complete forward, and putting DK as the poacher on the left, with Sesko as the advanced forward on the right. Polina's definitely not going to be a deep line playmaker. I'm probably going to make him either a box-to-box or a ball winner. I might get a ball winner on support. Next to that Mazzala on attack, and I'm going complete wingbacks. I'll push him forward in a little bit if we don't score, but Santos is going to go on attack as well, and we're going attacking. I'm going to go slightly more direct, be more expressive. Got 3 very tall men up top, so I want to just completely continue to whip crosses into the box. And I'm going to take long kicks to Sorloth in that central position. Pushing all the way up, offside trap. All right, we got to score. Hopefully we can. 3 strikers, DK, super sub on the pitch. If he scores, I don't know how I can't, at least give him some more starts. We're going to have a highlight, 86th minute. I was about to make even more changes. We're going to win that ball with Polina, Bergman, Johansson, and Ignacio. Unfortunately, we can't take Ignacio off this match. There's no reason to sub him, really. Doesn't make any sense to sub him at any point, so he's going to stay on. He's going to be tired, but we're going to have to deal with it. Long ball to Sesko, should be able to win this. He does. Sorloth is now in position to be able to pick that up and run to the byline. He is left-footed. He's going to put the ball in for DK, who can't quite make anything happen, but he recycles possession. Bergman Johansson can't quite make it to Escaio. If he runs fast enough, he can get there. He will get there. This highlight is not over. Pedro Gonçalves playing as a Mazzala attack still. Sesko, Sorloth, touch around the keeper and in the back of the net. All right. Obviously, I don't want to push too hard and concede, but I would still like to score. So I'm going to go back to just wingbacks on attack. I'm going to keep him on attack, but I'm going to put him as just wingbacks. I'm going to change Gonçalves' role. I don't really want an attacking role in a midfield 2 right now. And obviously, I can't make any subs. I'm out of subs. So I'm going to make him maybe just a deep line playmaker support. I don't know. He's not really a deep line playmaker. Maybe a center mid support. Says he's good as a playmaker, but I disagree. I'm going to make him center mid support. I'm going to keep him on support. I thought about putting Polina on defend, but I'm going to keep him on support. I'm going to make Santos a little bit more supportive. Do I stay attacking? That's the question. I think I'm going to. I'm still going to go slightly more direct. We've got the 3 up top. I might not change anything. I might drop the line a little bit more just to be a little bit stronger defensively. Take off the offside trap. Everything else I think I'm going to keep. I want this goal. I'm going to be a little bit more solid defensively, but I want this goal. So hopefully we can get it. And yeah, I thought about making some more changes, but I think that's it. 87th minute, a little bit of time left. We've equalized, but I want to win this. recently we've kind of become the masters of late goals. We got one there, but not really looking like we're going to get the last one. I'm going to go completely much more direct. There's only 2 minutes left, so I'm getting the ball forward as quick as possible. Shoot on sight. I'm not going to be aggressive, super aggressive attacking, because I still don't want to concede. But I'm still going to push for this goal. I'm still going to look to get the ball off the pitch. I'm not going to change the defensive line or anything. I'll use tighter marking. Actually, should I? I don't really like it with a higher line, because especially if they have fast forwards. But I'm not going to risk it. Typically, I would at this kind of situation, but I'm not going to risk it. Let's just lump it up to our big men. Hopefully, they can knock it on for one of their strike partners and score a goal. I'm going to go defensive with Polina now. I'm going to be a little bit stronger defensively. A little bit worried. I'm going to put our wingbacks on support as well. It might seem a little counterintuitive to go a little bit more defensive with your midfield and defense and then kind of really go for the goal still. But you know what? If we're going to score a goal, it's going to be a long ball to one of our front three that are going to knock it down for one of their teammates. So wingbacks being super attacking, Paulinho being super attacking, that's not going to change much. So I'd rather stay defensive, keep with this. All right, 2 minutes left. I'm going to stay with you for this whole couple of minutes. It's going to go by pretty quick. There is going to be a highlight, though. Basically, no time remaining. And it's Porto on the ball in a lot of space. They're going to cross it into the back post, and Ilario's going to score. I thought I had, tightened things up enough defensively we wouldn't be able to concede. But, I don't know. It's just, they just overloaded down the wings, and Escaio's in a pretty poor position. Nice ball into Martinez, who finds Riquelme with so much space. Defender really should have done much better at the back post. That's a good cross. Goalkeeper should probably be getting over a little bit quicker. All that to lose. There's no time left for us to score. No matter what I change here, I can guarantee there's not going to be a highlight. So I'm going to go for it anyways. But we have lost in literally the last second of the match. I'm going to just go for it. Shadow Striker. Attack mid-attack. In the middle is a ball winner on support. I'm already doing, but go a little bit more narrow. That's so frustrating. Make the changes, but nothing's going to happen. And it's over. 95th minute of 94 total minutes. We concede to lose. In a match we should not have lost. We were the better team. Unquestionably the better team. 5 half chances to 2. 1 clear-cut chance to none. Possession pretty equal. Twice their XG. And we lose. That is a just prototypical sporting game. It's disappointing we didn't win because we were on top and had a lot of chances. They shouldn't have been in position to win that in the last second. We should have put them away so much earlier. We had so many good chances and we didn't take them. And that's what happens if you don't take your chances. When you play a team as good as Porto, you cannot afford to let them off easy because they will take their chances and they will make you pay. And because of that, we walk away with no points. I hope you have a bitter taste in your mouth because I do. We're going to be in a lot more of these games over the course of the next couple of seasons. So we're going to have to learn from this and be better next time out. A disappointing result. In your view, what happened today? I thought we played well enough to win, but you can't always win, and today was one of those days. How frustrated are you to lose against a bitter rival? Oh, we deserve to win, and that's what annoys me the most. I feel like every single match against Porto or Benfica, at least the majority of the matches against Porto or Benfica, we're the better team, yet we've probably lost over half of them. I don't understand. And this title race might be over. There's not a lot of games left. Benfica just won 3-0. They might not drop another point the rest of the season, and we are just so far behind right now. It's going to take a miracle for us to win this league for a third straight season. I don't see it happening. Coming off of a loss, this is not a good thing to come back to. Apparently, a 6.8 and a loss against your bitter rivals is, a reason aplenty for you to get $130,000 a week as a 21-year-old left back in Portugal. He's already come to me once about wanting, or his agent has come to me once about wanting a new contract. I got him to sack his agent Because of that, I can't do it again. And so, I don't know what I do here. I either walk away and make him mad, or I pay him over $100,000 a week, which is absurd. I'm just straight up not doing that. He has another 3 years left on his deal. His contract's until 2028. There is no way in hell he's getting $100,000 plus right now when he has so much left on his contract. And it'd be one thing if he came to me after he played a 9.5 against Manchester City in the Champions League final and won us the Champions League final. But after a loss where he was just not a important factor in the match, I don't understand that. I'm not even going to start negotiation. I'm going to walk away. Screw this guy. Let's advance and see if he's upset. If he's not, that'd be great. Every single time I have done that, they've been upset, though. So I'd be shocked if he wasn't. Apparently he's not. We get away with it. I was almost certain he was going to be mad. Because, like I said, they almost always are. But apparently he's all right with it. He's really cheap for what he's currently like. I kind of understand wanting a better deal. He's on $26.5K. But I don't think you should go from $26.5K to $130K. That doesn't make sense to me. So, yeah. I would definitely be interested in giving him a long-term deal because he's been fantastic. But not at that price point. Frustrating way to end this episode. A very good win in the Champions League and then just to absolutely collapse again in a game we should have won. We were the better team and we lost just like usual. And like I said, that might be it for the title challenge. There's only 7 games left and we saw Benfica's schedule. If we would have won that and been able to beat Benfica, we would have been in for a shout. But with a loss there, even with a win against Benfica, it's going to be... They're going to have an epic collapse. Even worse than they did last season, if we're going to win this league. I don't know. We ended the season so well prior to that match. But this run towards the middle, that's why we're not competing for the title right now. That run. Not a lot of losses. Just the one, but a lot of drop points. And when you're in this league with teams that are juggernauts like Benfica and Porto, you can't afford to drop points like that. So, obviously next episode is going to be Benfica and Leipzig. We've set ourselves up in a pretty good position for this home match against Leipzig to be able to get through to the quarterfinal. But, if we have any chance, and I don't think we do, but if we did, we'd have to beat Benfica. A loss or a draw here, and it's literally over. So that's going to be a huge match. Hopefully we can play a little bit better in that one. But that's going to be the end of this episode. If you made it this far, why don't you like the video, subscribe, and click the bell. The links to all my socials and my Twitch are in the description. I really appreciate all your support. Thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you next time.